Today's Fantasy Football Almost Daily is brought to you by Fanball. The Week 11 Fanball winners contests are up right now on the Fanball mobile app, and that includes a Thursday night plus Madrid contest. Pick your favorite players from the Jets versus Patriots on Thursday night. That's the one we're about to preview right now. And the Commanders Dolphins in Madrid on Sunday morning. Almost everyone is in on Drake May as the quarterback right now and Devon Achane as the running back, but you can decide, pick the best quarterback, running back, best Thursday night receiver, and the best Madrid receiver. You get all four of those winners right, you win, split the pot. Join now on Fanball and use the promo code ALMOST for a $20 deposit match for first-time depositors. Come pick the winners with us. By the way, there's also a Thursday night plus Madrid 5x5 available at fanball.com. Go in that before kickoff on Thursday night. Today's episode also brought to you by Game Blazers, where this week 2 common packs are just $15, which is $5 off the regular price. It's a great way to stock up and beef up that inventory before Thanksgiving week. Maybe they should turkey up that inventory before Thanksgiving week. It includes, by the way, Thanksgiving week includes $40,000 in prizes in free-to-play contests. Use referral code FFAD when you register. You get a free starter pack and a free rare pack valued at $25. And they got that spend 5, get 50 offer, which will get you 2 more rare packs for free. Download the Game Blazers app today. Today, we're going to preview the Thursday night contest between the Jets and the Patriots in New England. But first, we're going to hear some music.
From the Sports Hub Games Network, this is Fantasy Football Almost Daily with your host, Matt Harrison.
Hey friends, it's Matt Harrison back again. You can find me on Twitter or Blue Sky at Explosive Output. And today, Wednesday, November 12th, I have a kid who is 21 years old. Oh my God, I have a 21-year-old son. Can't wait to go shoot some craps with him at Diamond Joe's Casino. Boy, that's going to be fun. But before I do that, we're going to preview the Thursday night contest Fantasy Football Weekly style. If you're watching this podcast on YouTube or Spotify, make sure to like the podcast or subscribe and rate and review us. And if you're listening to the podcast, do the same. Subscribe, rate and review. Give us a 5-star rating. It helps us out a lot. On Friday, you'll hear my final episode of Fantasy Football Weekly, and it'll actually be the end of a bit of an era there. You'll find out more on the Friday episode, but you're going to want to make sure that you tune into that one. We're going to have some special guests, some surprises. It's going to be a good episode. Let's start with the Thursday night matchup, though, Fantasy Football Weekly style, and we'll start on the Jets side, and it's looking grim. There are a few starters here, though. I'll give Breece Hall a C+ grade in this one. The Jets have won 2 straight, and that's because they've been force-feeding Breece Hall. 20 touches against Cincy in week 8. He scored twice in that game. Then they had the bye. 22 touches last week, including a 42-yard touchdown reception. Why isn't it a better grade for Breece? Well, it's because the Pats are great against the run. They've given up the fewest rush yards and the lowest yards per carry in the league. They're only giving up 3.2 yards per carry. However, the glimmer of hope is that they've allowed the most receptions to opposing running backs. And Hall's a pretty good pass catcher. He can stay in your lineup with a C+, and it's a little bit closer to a B- than it is a C. Mason Taylor is the only other Jets starter, and I'm giving him a C grade. He was pretty much blanked last week against a tough Cleveland D. Justin Fields barely threw the ball. He only threw it 11 times in that one. But whether it's Fields or Tyrod, whoever is in, they're probably going to have to throw it more than 11 times against the Patriots. The Patriots have had issues with the tight end position this year. They're allowing the 6th most receptions and yards to the tight end position, and that includes 9 catches for 82 yards last week to Cade Otton, who I identified as a sleeper on last week's Fantasy Football Almost Daily DFS show. The rest of the Jets are on the bench. I'm not sure if I can trust Justin Fields to make it through a whole game, and they could turn to Tyrod at any minute. Case in point, Aaron Glenn was in a press conference earlier this week, and he told reporters not to ask him any questions about the quarterbacks. Gross. Then add in that Garrett Wilson might be out for at least a month, and there weren't many Jets you were going to consider starting anyways, but it's pretty bleak there right now. On the Patriots side, Drake May is the top fantasy quarterback in most scoring systems right now, so you can continue to start him with an A grade, multiple touchdown passes in 5 straight games. He had some rush yards too, and the Jets have allowed the 5th most rushing yards to opposing quarterbacks, but the Jets have held up pretty well against opposing passers. Maybe because they haven't needed to pass all that much, but you got to remember, Sauce Gardner is gone, Quinnen Williams is gone, so these Jets, those lofty pass numbers are about to drop some. So I think we're in good shape here with Drake May. At the wide receiver position, I'll throw a B- on Stephon Diggs and a C grade on Kayshon Boutte if he plays. And if he doesn't go, I'm just going to flip that C grade to Mac Hollins. Boutte is dealing with a hamstring injury that forced him out of last week's game, and Hollins filled in nicely. He had 6 catches and over 100 yards. Diggs has scored in 3 straight games. I don't think I'm going to reach as far as Kyle Williams or Pop Douglas because Pats might not need to throw all that much in the second half of this game to win it, but it feels like a pretty good game for some of these wide receivers. Hunter Henry, completely touchdown dependent, but the Jets have allowed the 4th most tight end touchdowns this year. However, Henry's target load is all over the place in the last 7 games. He's had target totals of 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, and 6, and not in that order. He's only scored once in his last 6 games, and he hasn't topped 51 yards in that span. So a desperation D grade on Henry, and I could see Austin Hooper randomly stealing the touchdown here. I don't feel great about it. Finally, the running back position. Travion Henderson had his big breakout game last week, and I think people are probably excited to get him into their lineups this week. But Ramondre Stevenson has been practicing in limited fashion. Now, he's got a toe injury, and it's a short week, and they probably don't need Ramondre Stevenson to beat the Jets. So I guess I'd be surprised if he plays. If Stevenson does go, I'll shoot him a C+ grade and give Henderson the same grade of a C+. But if Stevenson is out, we'll move Travion up to a B+ grade. 4 different running backs have topped 70 rushing yards against the Jets in their last 3 games, and the Jets are allowing 104 rushing yards per game. That's the 11th most in the league this year. I hope it's Henderson getting those touches alone. We'll obviously see about 90 minutes before kickoff in this one. You can feel really confident in Henderson. If Ramondre is out, if Ramondre is in, a little less confident in both of those guys. Quickly, a reminder on Game Blazers. Try Game Blazers this week to win your share of $36,000 in prizes in free roll games. Sign up with the referral code FFAD for a free starter pack and a free rare pack. Learn more at GameBlazers.com. We'll be back tomorrow with Trevor Jones for another installment of the Fantasy Football Almost Daily DFS show. We hope to have you joining us and tuning in for that one tomorrow on Fantasy Football Almost Daily.
This was Fantasy Football Almost Daily. Please subscribe and give us a 5-star rating wherever you listen to podcasts.